World, this is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Partly to mostly sunny, breezy today. High temperatures near 70. Light winds tonight, low 50s for the temperature, mostly clear skies. Mostly sunny, breezy to windy Tuesday. The high temperature near 75. And mostly sunny skies to partly sunny skies. South wind up to 25 miles per hour. Chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. Your life, your music, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Several members of Sudan's former government have been arrested by the country's Transitional Military Council. French President Emmanuel Macron will deliver a nationwide TV address to outline measures to address anger at the high cost of living. Pilots of Indian airline Jet Airways are appealing to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to save around 20,000 jobs at the troubled carrier. And Russia's President Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un could reportedly meet as early as next week.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Happy Monday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Jones, and my special guest today is Ms. Quiandrea Borders. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about your upcoming book release.
Yes, ma'am.
And your book signing. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so as many people may know, you are the creator and director of the Adjusted Crown Mentoring Group. And so the group was actually based on a book. You previously released a copy, but now you've come back and done some revisions. Life changes happen. So have you added some new, or additions to the stories that are in there?
I really didn't add any additions. It was just some things that I wanted to update.
Okay.
So, some misspelled words, and we got that taken care of because I am a stickler about everything being perfect. So we went back and revised those, and now we're ready.
All right, and so give us the background. We're gonna, even though it's been a while since you were here to talk about the book in the beginning, so let's just kind of go back to the beginning and recap what led up to you writing this book.
Well, I went through a very, very dark time in my life, and my escape was writing. It has always been writing. I started writing when I was about, I want to say about 12 or 13.
Okay.
And that was a way of me releasing everything, putting it on paper. I didn't have to worry about, if somebody would tell this or tell that. So I would always write in my journal. I still have those journals from when I was 12 and 13. So pretty much during that time, I was in a dark time of life, and I just put everything on paper, and I actually released my journal. That's what my book is my journal.
Do you think as your daughter gets up in age and you feel that she's emotionally ready to handle some things that you went through, do you think you'll ever share bits and pieces of that, or will you just kind of keep it under lock and key?
I am very transparent with my daughter. She's 8, so I give it to her, the way that she can understand it. So, I feel like she'll be very proud of the book. It's some of the things that she may, ask a lot of questions about, but I'm trying to be prepared as I can for those questions.
Okay.
So
do you feel, though, because you have this daughter and you being a woman, and how important it is for us to give proper guidance, adequate, efficient, guidance, do you feel that she'll be more prepared as she gets older and go through that's not the exact question, but it's not coming out the way I want, I'm sorry, but do you feel that by being transparent you are equipping her with what she needs to be that emotionally healthy, well-rounded?
Absolutely. And some of the things that I went through, she won't have to go through them because, I've already experienced them, and I'll be able to tell her, that's not what you want to do.
Okay.
It's a better route, and I can give you a better route. So.
All right. So let's get deep into the book. We're not giving too much away because we want people to support you. Please, we can't tell you like how much it costs. We can tell you where to find it.
Right.
But you are doing a book signing this Saturday.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And so with the book signing, would you give? And we're going to get into some details. Would you do a reading at the book signing?
I hadn't thought about doing a reading.
Okay.
I just wanted to kind of meet with the readers, and if they had some questions, I'm there to answer them. Sign the books, of course.
Okay.
If they want me to do some reading, I'll do some reading.
Okay. Well, let's go through a few of the chapters, and then if you could just highlight, what those chapters were about, and maybe how they impacted your life.
My first chapter that I have in my book is called Family Matters. And in that chapter, I pretty much go in detail my background, where I was raised at. I'm from Hayti, Missouri.
Okay.
So I give you guys a little bit about, Hayti and what Hayti had to offer at that time. My grandparents, who played a major role in my life, my grandmother and my grandfather, who is now deceased, they really impacted my life, and some of the things that they taught me then I'm using now.
Okay.
So I go a lot in detail about that. My chapter 2 is transition. That's pretty much transitioning from high school into college, and pursuing my career, going to college and getting adjusted to the college life. Oh my goodness.
That's an adjustment for real.
Yes. My third chapter is Beauty and Brains, and that's going more in detail about, my college years, what I experienced in college, some of the courses that I took in college, the academic probation that I was on in college. A lot of the different things that you experienced in college that some people don't talk about. I went through it, so I was transparent enough to talk about it, and I wasn't ashamed about it because hey, it happened, but we got through it.
You never know who is going to be blessed by your testimony.
That's correct.
There may be someone in college even now that says, okay, I'm struggling, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but by hearing your testimony and say, okay, this is how I got through, overcame, went around, whatever,
right.
It gives them a little hope to continue on.
Right.
All right.
My chapter 4 is called Unexpectancies. My Lord. I don't know how to put that one, but anyway, a lot of things happen in life, relationship wise.
It seems like it's a very emotional chapter for you.
It is. And it was a lot of different things that occurred, but with the grace of God and the help of God, my support system, we got through it.
Okay.
Chapter 5, God entrusted to me a princess. That was me finding out that I was, pregnant, and I found out the gender of my daughter, and I promised God then when I was pregnant, even though she was, may have been conceived the wrong way, whatever, that whole nine, I promised God then that if he blessed me with a daughter, that I would do everything in my power to raise her with morals and standards. And, I went into detail about that, so.
And if anybody's ever met her, she's the most adorable little thing. She tries to play quiet, but she's not.
She's
really
a ball of joy. She really is. I love my baby. Chapter 6, The Cost of the Crown.
Oh.
My Lord have mercy. The cost. It's the cost.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the cost. It's the cost.
Yes, when you're in a leadership position and God has elevated you to certain places, yes, there is a cost involved. You're going to lose people. People are going to hurt you.
That's right.
In a way that you never expect people to hurt you.
Right. And I think I talked a little bit about friendships in that chapter. How I started off with a group of, oh my goodness, it was about 13 different females that I ran with. And over the years, it dwindled down to 0. So, but God has given me, lasting friendships.
Okay.
He replaced those friendships. I have people that's in my corner that's actually pushing me to be better, that's actually inspiring me to be better. So I really appreciate those that he has added to my life.
And hopefully that chapter will inspire someone that's going through something similar to say, okay, I have to shed and lose these people, things, and whatever the case in order to get to a different place.
Correct.
So, all right.
Chapter 7, maturity and growth. That was my chapter about, finally realizing, that I had some growing up to do.
Okay.
My relationship with God, first and foremost, should have been my main focus.
Okay.
And me getting back to that place to where, I put my focus on God and everything else will fall into place. So,
do you think sometimes in our life we get comfortable, complacent? We just feel like everything's kind of going okay. We're fine. We don't need to change. We don't need, we get kind of that, that attitude about ourselves.
Right.
And God has a way of checking you.
He really does. He has a way of bringing you all the way back down and making you realize. And I was one of those people. He had to knock me all the way down, to get me to refocus. And I'm like, okay, God, I see you. You necessarily have to do all that, but I see you. So I really do thank God for, all the trials, all the tribulations, everything that I have went through thus far to shape me into the woman I am today. So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Chapter 8, Letter to My Princess. This is the actual chapter that, I dedicated to Kinley.
Okay.
And she tells everybody, my mommy got a chapter about me. So I did. I dedicated that chapter to my baby. It was a emotional letter, but it's to her.
Do you think you will maybe create another book that is simply letters to her, like a book of, I don't know,
affirmations?
Yes.
It's in the works.
All right.
It's in the works.
All right.
I've just been slowful, and I had some other things that are on the table, but yes, it's most definitely in the works.
All right, we'll definitely stay tuned for that.
Chapter 9 is about forgiveness. I went through a lot of different things with my father, and actually being able to forgive him and move past everything, that's that chapter. And me and my dad have a great relationship now. It just took some what I want to say, it took effort on both parts.
Okay.
To where we both had to be grown and talk the situation out. And I just talked to him yesterday, and that has not happened in years. I was 18, from 18 to 33. It was just, no communication. So I really, really thank God for restoration in that area. It's amazing.
That's amazing. I think a lot of times we don't realize how beneficial, it's not the word, but necessary forgiveness is, not for the other person, but
it's for
us.
You. It's cliche. A lot of people say that, oh, it's for you. No, it's really, really, really. It's like once I forgave and, I reached out to my dad, and it's just been like a world of difference.
That's awesome.
Anytime I have needed him after that, my dad he's quick to whatever. Kinley had the father-daughter dances coming up, and he's not going to be able to make it, so he called and talked to her, and Lord have mercy, she had a meltdown. But he's going to make it up to her.
Okay.
And that hasn't been there. Kinley, her first time meeting him was actually last year.
Okay.
And just that relationship, I've always wanted that for her, and just for her to have that relationship with her grandfather, it does my heart some good.
That's awesome.
So,
and we don't realize, one more thing, I'm sorry, if you don't forgive, it's like you put this block in your life, there's a hindrance in your life, and you don't realize how much it affects you until you try to create relationships, say marriage or whatever the case. You don't realize how much past hurt and unforgiveness blocks you from moving forward.
Right.
So anyway.
And my last chapter is Boss Up. That's my favorite chapter. And that's pretty much my message to all women, to men, whoever reads the book. No matter what life throws at you, boss up. Get in your own lane. Boss up. Do what you got to do. Keep fighting. Don't give up hope. It's always better. You know what I'm saying? And strive for better. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone gets their hands on this book. I want to say good morning to some people that are watching. Go back up. Mr. Mylan Carter, Mrs. Maddie Warren, and Malik. Is that I say that right? Malik Bryant?
Yes.
All right. She says, go ahead. And Kamisha McCary says, go ahead, sis. Thank you all for checking in.
Hey, all my family.
We thank them for checking in. So, from the book, you then created this program.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you wanted to reach out to other young ladies.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us more about the process of what overall message that you want to portray, convey to the young ladies.
Well, with the mentoring program, as you said earlier, it derived from the book. So I felt like I've went through enough. I've been through enough to where, you know what I'm saying, I could reach these young women. And I remember being 13, 14, 15, even though I had a parent that was giving me the right avenues, I wanted to go out and explore on my own.
Okay.
So I felt like with creating this mentoring program, I could kind of, you know, be that voice like, hey, I wanted to do the same thing. I did the same thing. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So giving them other alternatives to do, I heavily rely on God.
Okay.
And I tell them that. You know what I'm saying? That's the message that I convey to all these young women. I heavily rely on God for everything, for direction, for, you know what I'm saying? Even with creating this program, even with writing the book, I heavily relied on God. So.
And so how long has the mentoring group been going on?
Over a year now.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Over a year.
All right.
So.
And then you have since expanded.
Correct.
Now you're doing the high school.
The high school and Micro Society Elementary School.
That's amazing. So
Yes.
more and more young ladies are getting exposed to your message that
Yes, ma'am.
you have so generously poured out into your book.
Yes, ma'am.
And now you're sharing it with other young ladies. So
Yes,
hopefully
ma'am.
we will have another generation
Yes,
of
ma'am.
empowered,
That's right.
successful leaders in this
That's right.
community.
That's right. And Nettleton, we have not forgotten about them. We're just wrapping up some stuff. We have several people that have reached out about Nettleton High
Okay.
School. So Nettleton, they're up next.
Okay.
We're just working out, you know, some final details to get that going over there for them.
All right. And so now let's get into the details. Saturday, April 20th.
Yes, ma'am.
And it
April the
starts
20th. Yes,
2
ma'am.
o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. I really appreciate Dr. Shannon Lewis, Miss Williams, Miss Duncan, for everyone that, you know, has worked with me to help me push the vision. And I went to Dr. Lewis and I asked him, I said, what would it take for me to have the first book signing at the high school?
Okay.
He said, just send me some information.
All right. And so, can you tell us why you picked the high school?
Because that's where I graduated at, Jonesboro
Okay.
High School. So it's always an honor, it's always a privilege to actually go back to my high school. So anytime that I do something in Jonesboro, I will include Jonesboro High School. That's my school.
So I'm sure you're going to have it all decked out, decorations with your colors and
Yes, ma'am.
all kind of things. I hope the place is packed with young ladies and their parents.
Yes, ma'am.
Coming out to meet you and hear your story and get their hands on your book.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So excited.
All right, and so I can't wait to hear more about, you know, how the groups. Okay, give us some insight though. Since you started 2 groups, what has been some of the feedback that has really you're a crybaby anyway. We're all crybaby.
I am. I'm glad everybody know that I'm a crybaby. Oh my goodness. I love getting feedback from my parents of the mentees. It's always a good thing. Just yesterday I shared a post on Facebook, which I had a young lady that was in the micro group.
Okay.
And she loves basketball. For the whole 10 weeks I was there, she talked about, you know, she wanted to do basketball. She wanted to, you know what I'm saying, make her basketball skills better.
Okay.
So I, you know, gave her instructions as far as, you know, you go after that, you pursue that. And I promise you, ever since she's been in that program, ever since she's completed the program, her mom has given me nothing but good news about, you know, her pursuing her basketball, you know, making her game better. It's just always a good feeling. It does nothing if you're just talking to these young ladies and, you know what I'm saying, they're not getting it. But to actually see that these young ladies are getting it and they're pursuing their dreams, I was crying yesterday.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it does something to my heart.
Wow. I want to. I'll go back up to a few more comments. Miss Kamisha says, so happy for you. Keep spreading the message.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
healing. Good morning to Mr. Gerard Lockhart. He says, way to go. So proud of you, Quiandrea.
Good morning, Locks.
Life is coming full circle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Miss Mary Rayner says she's so much like her mom. I want to say good morning to Sergeant Nathan Coleman. Thank you for checking in. Sergeant, if you have a young lady, you have a daughter, you need to get your hands on one of these books for your daughter and share the story, share discussion with the stories.
Yes, sir.
I would love to encourage, more men as well.
Correct.
We as women, it's like we're expected to do the thing because we gave birth to our children. But I would love to see more men
Correct.
take an active role, especially with their daughters.
That's right.
I can attest to that father-daughter, dysfunctional relationship.
Right.
That's a whole nother day.
Right.
But I'm so happy that things are on track for you,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you're able to pour into other young people's lives.
Yes, ma'am.
Giving them what they need to be
Right.
successful, and not just financially successful, but emotionally,
Right.
mentally healthy,
Right.
and successful and well-rounded.
Right.
Because life will come at you.
It really will. And if you're not prepared, it will eat you up.
That's right. So definitely, so happy for you in this book release again this Saturday, April 20th, 2 to 4 p.m.
Yes.
All right, at Jonesboro High Media Center. So can you tell people who've never been where the media center is?
That's right in the front where the library is.
Okay.
They actually call the library the media center.
Okay.
So
All right, so be prepared to go out and have fun, take some tissues. You never know what you might get that day.
that's right.
And so get to meet the author. I wish that more people would go out and support our local
You're listening to
authors.
Community
Right.
Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
right.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so sorry that little talk bed was out of place. All right, so keep going. Okay, so I hope people come out, they get to meet you, and I wish more people would support our local authors. Support what we have right here in our own hometown.
That's right.
Because one day you're going to be on the New York's bestsellers list. And
Hey,
whatever,
speaking and I'm receiving it.
whatever other national,
Yes, ma'am.
lists are out there.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Global, not national, global.
That's right. That's right.
So have you considered reaching out to other countries and that have youth groups and, I don't know, making some connections?
I have not.
Okay, well,
That's one thing you caught me on guard with. I have not.
we'll put that out there to atmosphere.
There we go.
You never know what connections can happen just by a chance encounter, sending an email to somebody, and
Right.
who knows what can happen.
That's right.
You might have an adjusted crown Africa.
Hey, there we go.
All right, so I can't thank you enough for joining us, and it's always a pleasure, and I can't wait to meet some more of you girls.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I can't thank you enough for being a part of Teen Talk. I really enjoy having young ladies. Sometimes they act a little shy.
They do.
They're a little slow.
They do.
But once the conversation gets going, they jump right on in and
Right.
get going. So, and I hope they are enjoying it.
Yes, ma'am. They are.
All right, and so we're going to definitely pick up Teen Talk again, fourth Saturday
Okay.
this month, and fourth Saturday of every month, unless there's something, going on in the city. But I thank you so much for just supporting Kelly K as well and sharing love.
Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. You guys were the first outlet for the Adjusted Crown, and
Oh, wow.
we really appreciate everything you guys have done. So
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, now tell us when the meetings are. Now, and then will they stop over the summer?
I'm actually taking applications for that summer. We are adding an addition to the Adjusted Crown. We're going to
Okay.
do the Little Miss Adjusted Crown.
Oh, good.
We haven't released that announcement yet, but you guys are getting it this morning.
All right.
We will have a Little Miss Adjusted Crown this summer, ages 4 to 9, that we will start taking the applications here shortly.
All right. Well, we thank you and want to say, Mr. Tommy Baker checked in. It says, hey, sis.
Hey, Mr. Tommy.
All right. So again, book signing Saturday, April 20th, 2 to 4, Jonesboro High. Go be there.
Yes, yes.
All right, everyone.
Thank you.
Today is a short day, so everyone have a great and blessed day. Enjoy the music.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants.